I'm recording this on the day that Donald Trump announced he got COVID, so I'm in a good mood. I'm never getting that hour back. Too long and centered on heat segments being played to a crowd that was exhausted. Too long and too silly. They tried to actually work in some wrestling in between all the chicanery, which only served to dilute the overall match. Very good. Both guys delivered in their respective roles, with Mox selling his arm well and MJF committing to being a despicable old-school heel. Had this played in front of an energetic, packed crowd, I'd probably love it, but as is, it's right outside the borders of great. Good, actually. Just not great. First half of this feels pretty lifeless, but they do some strong stuff in the back half. Big punches and Dustin busting out his best old man PWG moves. That's exactly what I want from my TV wrestling. Just the kind of match you want out of the Pure Title tournament. Slowly escalating and using the Pure Rules stipulation to play into the drama of the match as it draws closer to its incredibly original finish. Fast-paced action with heavy strikes and shoot headbutts. Everything you want out of a stiff Japanese match fitted into a tight 14-minute package. A fun TV hardcore brawl with just enough grit and edge to it for everything to feel serious and legitimate. The closing image on the show is just the kind of sugary sweet finish you want from an episode of weekly wrestling TV. Is that it? It's a pretty light month, all things considered. Oh no! Is Minoru Suzuki just the best wrestler in the company now? I don't know, it's not an immediate no. Disgusting elbows, vicious headbutts, and a hell of a lot of attitude. Never change, Minoru. Boring. Hilarious indictment on the Bushiroad generation of main eventers that they totally blew all the goodwill they'd earned, and we needed Hiroshi Tanahashi to drag Naito, kicking and screaming to a match worth seeing. Go Ace. Long may he reign. I'd say this was a shade better than the Tokyo Dome match, but leagues away from their G1 final. Jay goes for the leg as he likes to do against Ibushi, and the selling is present but spotty. Still, thought Jay added a lot of grit and smart work to this to compensate for Ibushi's inability to ever commit to a narrative. Another strong babyface performance by Cassidy, aided by the brutal and imposing heel work of Brodie. Hell yeah. Stiff TV main event highlighting two of the best wrestlers of the year. Mox has been great for all of 2020, and Eddie shows the fuck up as we expect him to. More of this, please. Violent, scrappy, and hard-hitting. Yoshiko plays a great imposing bully, which pairs well with Sari's babyface fire as she absorbs punishment and returns it in kind. Probably my favorite women's match all year. Tomohiro Ishii's humanity crashes headfirst against a freak of nature that somehow survives without a brain. A lovely tale of chasing the impossible and the crushing realities coming back down. A better match than the BOSJ final. While that match was more spectacular, the only narrative it could really tell was that Will Ospreay had the better moves. In this match, we see Shingo Takagi being the more thoughtful wrestler against an idiot asshat who only knows flips. The right man won. I'm sure this is 2016 Joseph's match of the year, but in 2020, it's a tiresome exercise despite how well everyone performed what was expected of them. For some reason, this pairing just doesn't click with me the way that it should. The last 10 minutes are delightful, but it takes way too long for us to get there. Probably my favorite straight-up tag match from FTR this year. Loved them incorporating more of them being bamboozled and fooled during the shine to make their dastardly heel tactics in the heat stand out even better.